Hi, I'm GNT and today I'm going to talk about stretching. But instead of taking you through a wide variety of exercises, as I have done in several other videos, I'm going to focus more on the key ingredients to improving flexibility and my thoughts on several methods of stretching. Firstly, to improve with any stretching method, you need to practice consistently with good form. You also need to be mentally determined, as stretching can be frustrating at certain points of your progression. By researching different methods and improving your knowledge on stretching, it will keep you interested and help you progress more swiftly. If you can't stick to these key ingredients, you'll progress slowly or maybe even go backwards due to increasing the risks of injury whilst you stretch. When you are in that mindset, you will enjoy stretching more and find out what works best for you. So this brings me to my next point. My opinions are what I find works best for me. Now everyone is different, so what works best for me might not necessarily work best for you. So try them out, enjoy experimenting, and from this point on, take everything I say with a pinch of salt. Okay, so let's get into the different methods of stretching. Ballistic stretching. Using momentum, a bouncing motion to go past your usual stretching threshold. This method is considered to be not very useful as your muscles don't have time to adjust to and to stay relaxed for very long in the final position. A lot of studies also say that it promotes more risk by repeatedly activating the stretch reflex. Therefore, I recommend staying away from these, especially if you are a beginner. Dynamic stretching. This method consists of a controlled swing that takes you comfortably to the limits of your range of motion. It does not consist of a bouncing or jerky movement like ballistic stretching. I recommend 10 reps on each leg when training this method. You can do more sets, but if you feel tired, then stop. If you keep going, you will set the nervous regulation of the muscles level at the lower level you are repeating. This will leave a deeper trace in your kinesthetic memory, which means you are actually training your body to get used to a decreased range of motion. For more information on this, check out Kurz. The man knows his stuff. Active stretching. Hold in a position with no assistance other than using the strength of your agonist muscles. I highly recommend these to improve control, strength, and muscular endurance. I have a video with several drills for this method on my YouTube channel, so if you are interested, check it out for more information. Passive stretching. Hold in a stretch assisted by another body part, object, or partner. I think these are very useful, and with certain stretches, I usually combine this method with active stretching when training to improve leg control. I also recommend this method for a cool down as it helps reduce post-workout muscle fatigue and soreness. Static stretching. Most will not make a distinction between this and passive stretching, but I disagree. I see this method as stretching to your furthest point and holding the stretch, whereas the previous method is a relaxed stretch where you make no contribution to the range of motion, meaning an external force is created either manually or mechanically. I know it's confusing, but that's what makes them different methods in my eyes. A basic static stretch should be held between 20 to 30 seconds, as anything less will not make a significant difference to lengthening your muscle fibers and tissue. Anything too long can increase the risk of injury. As for repetitions, I recommend 3. 1 to warm up the area, 1 to go further, and then 1 to push to where you feel a slight pain, but not to a point where it makes you feel too uncomfortable. Isometric stretching is a type of static stretch, meaning it does not use motion, that requires the resistance of muscle groups through isometric contractions of the stretch muscles. Basically, tensing static stretching, but that doesn't sound as technical. You can do this by applying the needed resistance manually, by a partner applying it, or by using an apparatus. I recommend assuming a position of a passive stretch and then tense between 10 to 15 seconds, pushing against a fixed force, partner, or object, and then once completed, rest for at least 20 seconds. I love these, but if you have not finished developing, they are very risky, so I don't recommend them if you are still growing. Also, it puts a lot of demand on your muscles even if you have fully developed, so I recommend doing a maximum of 2 to 3 space sessions a week. Again, I recommend Kurz if you want to swat up on this. PNF stretching, or the full technical term, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation stretching. In my opinion, this is the most effective and quickest way to develop static flexibility. PNF stretching is achieved by combining passive and isometric stretching. Therefore, it's not really a standalone method. To stretch like this, you would go into a passive stretch, then contract isometrically against resistance while in that stretch position, and then passively stretch further, resulting in an increased range of motion. You can do this method by yourself, but it is more effective with a partner. I recommend that each stage of this is 10 seconds, and then I would rest 20 seconds before repeating another 2 times. This is the method I usually use and is referred to as the contract relax method. As it contains isometric stretching, again I recommend a maximum of 2 to 3 space sessions a week. Well, that's my opinion on several methods of stretching. I recommend that you do more research on the subject so you can develop your understanding, and that way you can progress more swiftly. Don't forget to subscribe, like, or follow me on any of these. Thank you for your support, and good luck with your training.